It's a Tigger exclusive.
Yeah, I kinda like her, she don't talk too much. I give her game, she really listen, and that's rare as fuck. I can feel you feeling me, feeling you, so what you wanna do? We can hit the yacht, take some shots, you can get on top. Usually keep a T on your bag, can't ignore your swag. Shorty mind work just like mine, so much more than ass. I flew her out for the night, we in the minute.
Heard mom, I've been on it for a minute. We just never act a fool. That's just how we
I ain't even gonna play no song. We good.
It's probably 'cause we
Oh man, just in a
What was y'all little podcast?
episode 106. Welcome new listeners, old listeners, and people that said fuck us, but you still popped in to see what we're gonna be talking about today. Before you go any further, if you have not yet, it means a lot to me and everybody here that does the show with me. Please hit subscribe.
Yeah.
Or if you're listening to the audio, please leave a rating. And after you do those two things, send it to somebody else and say, hey, tap in with them, man. They really on some real shit over here. So, where do you guys want to start today?
At the beginning.
Oh my God.
We're deciding.
All right. So I got two different ways we can start this.
Mm-hmm.
We can get straight into relationship cocooning and go in depth. Or we could use some other stuff to parlay us talking about our little clip. It's not viral. It's like baby viral.
What's baby viral?
Baby viral is when you ain't like hit the shade room yet, but you 10,000 something views up.
Mm.
And people is sharing it
Mm-hmm.
and saving it and talking about it
Mm-hmm.
and arguing with you in your comments.
I respect it.
Baby viral.
Baby viral.
Okay.
People is clicking to see what you talk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. So there's a clip I heard on another show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to play the clip. I want y'all to react, and then we're going to use that to parlay and segue into some of these other topics.
Sure.
Let's go get it.
So separate. Why do we have to separate ourselves so much from each other? Why is black women one separate entity and black men are another separate entity? That's not how it's supposed to be. That's not how any other race operates, but we're the only ones who operate like that and think it's functional. You feel me? I've said it before. Why do we get the label of strong, independent black woman? We don't hear that from nobody else. I've never heard strong, independent white woman, strong, independent Asian woman, strong, independent Latino woman, strong, independent Indian woman. I ain't never heard none of that. But we pride ourselves to being strong, independent black women, as if independence is something that we should strive for as a people. Independence is death. Everybody needs somebody. And the reason why we're struggling in our households and our communities is because we think that there's something good about being independent. Black women need black men, and black men need black women. I don't see it so separate. Why do we have to
React.
I totally agree. I think she's right. I think that when you go back and you even look at how white America decided to destroy, black people, is they targeted the families after slavery, right? So when you think about Jim Crow and you think about just the evolution and the strategic plot that was put on black people was they destroyed the family. They separated black men and women. And I think she's spot on. I think they've done an amazing job. They made women think that being independent is somehow aspirational. Mm-hmm. And so she's spot on. You never hear that. I've never heard somebody say, oh, she's a strong, independent white woman ever in my life.
Strong, independent Asian woman,
she's
Latino
right.
woman.
That was 100% correct.
Lydia, as the only woman here, and they lean on you, even though they tell me all the time you be fucking it up.
I'm myself.
Okay.
Yes, that's as your authentic self.
Y'all got to stop with the dick right
No.
What?
It's the truth.
Thoughts?
Anyway, yeah. And I think I was like kind of raised that way initially.
Yeah.
And then I got outside and I was like, yo, what the fuck is this?
I don't want to do this alone.
What the fuck is this?
As your mother doesn't do it alone.
I wasn't going to say it. I didn't say it.
Hey, I'm the real author.
I didn't say it.
I'm the truth teller.
But
hold up. She messaged me 20 times about that clip I posted.
My mama?
Yes. Oh my God, what do you mean? Why we can't be equal? Why you got to take care of everything? I'm like, what? And then I was like, first of all, I cut the clip up. Go watch the video. Secondly, don't comment in my DMs. Comment on the page. Let my algorithm, my nigga. Comment on YouTube. Comment on Instagram. Don't DM me about shit. Continue. Sorry.
Yeah, so basically I got outside and I was like, yo, what the fuck is this? And why is that a thing? Like, I'm out here struggling by myself and that's supposed to be a positive in some way?
Yeah, you independent.
Nah, I'm over it.
You're adulting, like
Yeah.
I've been telling y'all.
I'm
You're
done with
not
that.
independent.
We're done with
You an
that.
independent black man?
Nah, it's expensive to be alive.
I also agree though, like even on the other side, right? Like I think men we have to go out and do things independently, but I also agree with her that at the end of the day, black men need black women too.
No, we agree.
Yeah, I'm wholeheartedly on that, and I think
aligned.
black women have championed black men for a long time, and I think when black love or just love in general, when it's right, you know what I'm saying, it's dope, and it should be a two
I'm here to
person,
really pod.
two-person approach.
Do you think they champion us for real?
I do. I've had
The
a
majority.
Depends on where you
no, no. I have like I've had my fair share of debates offline with black women, and I do think, holistically.
We can't use the women we talk to and let that be.
Okay,
collective
all right.
because-
Let me take a step back. I think most black women deep down do champion black men, and even the ones that are probably not doing it in probably the best way. I still think that when it's all said and done, I think most black women, if you get them honest and you remove the trauma, I think they would tell you that they need a black man and they would champion.
You've been reading the comments?
Yeah.
Right.
Keywords remove the trauma.
Yeah, I mean,
you got to do that.
a lot
That's a lot
Yeah.
of work.
a lot of women have but the idea of independent black women comes from trauma. It's this idea of hurt women telling their daughters, don't end up like me, you need to be independent, don't end up like me depending, don't end up like me and this man leaving. So it's like it's hurt women raising her daughters and taking that trauma and putting it into their daughters and telling them that mindset.
Yeah.
Because they think that the idea of being, educated or the idea of being aspirational means you need to be independent. They almost made it seem like it's a choice.
Yeah, like one or the other.
Yeah, like, oh, you can go to Harvard or you can depend on a nigga and get 5 kids and go work at Food Line. Like, no, both can be true. You can be in a healthy black relationship and go to Harvard. You can be Michelle Obama. You can do great things and still depend on a man. Like, Michelle Obama still depends on her husband. That doesn't make her any less of a woman.
Yeah, the key is her last name's Obama.
Shout that out. Yeah, but
I mean, I guess so, but
I mean, without that, we wouldn't even know who she was.
But okay, even if we didn't know who she was in that regard, she was still going to be someone of great accomplishment and still be somebody and be somebody else's rock in a marriage. And what I'm saying is that you can be both. You don't need to choose. And it's unfortunate because unfortunately the data says for especially African American women.
Yeah, we're only speaking to our people.
Yeah, African American women are less married as they go up the financial age pool and the financial pool.
Yeah, the pay scale.
Yeah, absolutely.
They don't want to talk about that either.
Yeah.
Lydia, do you want to talk about the comments? I see you getting spicy in the comments.
I mean,
One
you
girl
told
was
us to
going
go in
back
there and get
forth with Lydia, and
mixy.
she was like, come on, man, don't tell him the secret sauce. Jesus.
What?
What was her comment about?
I just seen one that Lydia was like, oh, you pay all the bills at your house. You sound like you.
Oh, she was big mad. Because, okay, so if someone responds to a comment or responds to a video, I expect them to say something, I don't know, insightful or something that had some, like,
social media. I
thought
never expected
behind
that.
it.
I don't either, but
Well, no, but I'm talking about how I respond, right? So if you said something thoughtful, even if I disagree, I'm going to respond thoughtfully, right?
No, it's social
You
media.
get in there, it was like, oh, these niggas.
It's the land of
simps.
unthought.
They this, they that. I was like,
hold up, put the camera on me.
all that I heard was that you just
I
mad.
do not care when you call me a simp. I just feel like you, as a man, so we got to address both parties, right? The men that jump out, and I seen one guy comment, he said, I did all that. I put my girl through school, and then she left me, and I was left with da-da-da-da. And we all run that risk, right? That's part of the game, bro.
But that sounds like the same logic that women use to do the independent comment.
For sure.
Trauma is trauma. Relationships aren't linear. At the end of the day, there's going to be a lot of things that can happen. But at the
nuance.
But at the end of the day, that's not the standard. The standard at the end of the day is you being a man of value and being someone that can still lead your household, irrespective of what happens. People lead organizations and they leave organizations. It happens
all the time.
You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna be like, oh my God, I wasn't a CEO because I was scared they were gonna oust me.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of shit is that? That's a scarcity mindset.
A lot of people got a scarcity mindset out here.
Being in a relationship, period, is scary. But I think that when you're a woman who's like dependent on a dude before and it did not turn out well and you have that trauma, I think even when you move into a healthy relationship where you depend on that man, it's fucking scary.
Yeah, but screw
and it's
that.
very uncomfortable.
Wait, no, because I think one of the things that we need to define and we need to go deeper is like this idea of dependency. It's so how are we defining dependency? Because I feel like a lot of times people
I
think
think people
dependency is built
misconstrue the
upon
whole
each other.
thing. Because,
Yeah.
right? Okay, the clip that we're addressing is me talking about how I pay most, like 90% of the bills at my house. That is a choice I make. I get to make other choices based on that. But my woman leads the household. Now, obviously, the buck stops with me. So if I say, yo, I don't want to do that, or we're not doing this, or we're not moving like that, then yeah, that's not what we're doing. But she running the house. Like, I take care of everything else so she can just focus on that. That's her contribution. That's my contribution.
But let
It's
me ask,
balance.
let me
Right.
so let me
That's
ask the
what I was
question to
talking
Lydia. So Lydia, do you depend on your boyfriend today?
Yeah.
If your boyfriend vanished, like we never heard from him again starting today, would you still be okay?
Yeah. I
So
would
you-
I would be scrambling.
Like scrambling like how?
Like, I don't know, because it's what day is it? The rent is coming up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
See, and that's,
I'd
I
be
think
like,
that's
oh,
the
let me
difference,
let me
though.
get this together. But I
This-
would get it together and it would be fine. Like,
Yeah,
I would
but
be all right.
The point is that I always try to make to her is, yeah, I might take care of X, Y, and Z, but if I was gone tomorrow, Caitlin's not gonna be scrambling.
Right.
She's already in a position to like pick
Right,
up
that's
whatever.
And that's the way
Yeah.
it should be. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like
There's-
women again, because we get into these all or nothing type scenarios.
Mhm.
Depending on someone doesn't mean you're incapable of something.
Oh
Right.
my God!
Yeah.
God, thank you, really. Nobody told you hoes. My fault. Nobody
Look at
told
you.
y'all online that you couldn't do it, right?
Oh, yeah, that's the
Nobody
point.
told you online that you couldn't take care of yourself. I get sick of hearing y'all say y'all are independent for doing what other adults are doing. I don't walk around saying I'm an independent man. I have to be able to take care of myself, period. I have a kid now.
Right.
I have to be able to take care of my daughter, period, no matter who's around. That don't make me special. They say it like it's a badge of honor. Nigga, you grown.
And at the end of the day, even like, some women, they have this idea of like, oh, I'm independent, but then their mom is helping them with the kids.
Facts.
The baby daddy's still coming
Oh
to pick up the kids.
God.
They're still getting child support. So like this idea, like the woman said, I have not met a woman who's 10 toes literally independent.
Doing it
I don't
all.
even like I said, I got 2 kids. I'm not independent.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I couldn't do it without someone else helping me. But if it's my mom, if it's their mother, they help out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, there's been times where I've beefed with a baby mom, and I'm like, man, it probably was better if I like set that to a side and we work together. At the end of the day, it's kids can't be raised just by one.
Not at all.
It takes a village. It really does.
Yep.
Yeah, but we were talking about finances.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Even financially, right? Like, okay, so even you can't tell me. So this is so dumb. You can't tell me you're independent and you go 50-50 and that means you don't depend on that person. Whatever arrangement you have with someone, you're depending on that person to come through with that arrangement.
The
Yeah.
other side of their agreement.
Exactly.
they missed that part,
exactly.
bro.
So at the end of the day, it doesn't even matter the split. Dependency
Yeah.
can come in so many forms.
All relationships are
right,
interdependent.
right, that's what I'm saying. So even if I'm paying all the bills and I'm like, I depend on you to pay the light bill, and then the light bill doesn't get paid, you're not gonna be like, see, you can't be independent. No, I depended on this person to do whatever they said they're gonna do, even if it's no bills, even if it's you holding down the house. You depend on Caitlin to pick up your daughter from daycare.
Every day.
There's a dependency there.
Yes.
Mhm.
So this idea of independent, that lady is so right. It's really one of the dumbest things that
Stupid concept.
and honestly, shout out to white people who've been able to manipulate the black household
songs
and
about
make
it.
you
I know.
think that was the gold standard. Shout out to
can't-
Jim Crow. I mean,
Yeah.
masterful of how they trick black people into breaking up the household.
Yep.
Making men leave, putting people in jail, making women think you don't need no man. The whole women's movement in the 40s was an attack for the black family.
They don't get it.
Oh,
Shout that
really?
shit out. I respect the white people. Y'all like little minions.
Yep. Swear they by themselves. bro.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I don't need a nigga for nothing.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah,
But then you cry at night.
Oh, they all crying.
I've been there.
It was a lot of, I ain't gonna lie. I seen a lot of comments like, oh, she's sad.
Who said?
The women in the comments.
Oh yeah.
A lot of them was big
they be
mad.
sad or like upset
You
about
know.
it.
But at the end of the day, there's no woman I've ever met or will meet that for the right situation or the right man won't show up and would wish that they could depend on someone. So
Right.
even when a woman talks shit about being independent, what they're really saying is, I wish I could meet someone that I could fully trust and depend.
Yeah, for sure.
That's all they're saying.
Mhm.
They're just saying they haven't met that person. Or even if they have, what's funny is even if you met the nigga that you could, how would you even show up to make that man even want to tap into you?
Mm-hmm. Wouldn't know how to show up.
They wouldn't, because they would come up in that same trauma, fucking scary ass bullshit.
I don't need
not
you,
trust.
nigga.
Yeah, exactly.
What?
I think that also does something like psychologically to women when they're like raised and they're supposed to be like, oh, I'm so independent. Then it makes you weird about even being able to ask for help. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
I'm feeling
okay,
like
I'm glad you said
agree.
that. So
heavy
even now,
shame
right?
just for needing help.
Even now in my living situation, I was literally just talking about this. Caitlin left the military, right? That's a guaranteed check, 1st and 15th that was coming in.
Mhm.
Guaranteed.
Guaranteed, bro. No matter what you did at work, no matter how you was gonna get that check. Now that check is she's still waiting for her retirement to kick in. She's doing real estate, whatever. She's investing the money that she's been saving into that.
Mhm.
I'm like, bro, I got us. No matter what you do over there, my obligation is to make sure we straight. I got us. She's still in her mind like, yeah, but I've been spending my money. I ain't making no money. I thought this
Right.
other deal was going to go through it, and I counted that check already. I'm like, bro, the good thing
Right.
about you is you got a net. You ain't got to worry about that. Make sure the crib's straight. But that comes from, like you said, some of that previous,
Yeah.
I need to be able to do
We
that.
shook.
Like, bro, I got you. And I don't even know why she feels that way because you're the mother of my child, so you're going to be straight regardless.
I'm just saying it's a deep psychological thing to
But
be afraid of asking for help or feel like you should be ashamed because you need it or because you don't have as much as
That's
you
the part
thought.
where you got to get. We're supposed to be a team. I'm supposed to be holding.
Right, yeah, I'm just
and that's
saying.
the thing too.
I'm
Everybody,
just saying that
we're
it's
a
there
team.
still.
We're this, that, and the third, bro. Somebody's got to be LeBron and somebody's got to be Alex.
yeah, but you got to remember, man, and this is what sucks, and I have to take the side of women here, like, and this is where we can go back and forth. A lot of these women have never seen a black strong man really come through and hold someone down like that. So like it's not like you're dating a lot of women that come from an example of a man
I
who's
can
went out there and
respect
worked 3-4 jobs and really did make it happen. So
I can respect
if you've never experienced it, you've never seen it, then it requires faith. And faith can be tricky.
I
Because if
respect
you've
that.
never seen no one show up like that, that's hard. And I understand
love
that.
when
And
somebody
then when
else
the
comes
negative
to pod.
is
Willie came to pod
reinforced
today.
over
Yes.
and over again in your
I-
regular dating life, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, we cooking today.
Yeah,
Look at
so
y'all.
it's like because a lot of these women that
It's like how I'm supposed to believe in that. I ain't never seen
I've
that.
never
I've
seen it
tried
fucking
X
happen.
amount of times and it's always some bullshit.
and then
it's
that
like, fuck it.
and then or they'll have the history of weak men. You got to think about it. The one thing about women is like, especially early on, for some reason, because women are like naturally relationship, like they go so hard so early so young.
Yeah.
So they're like
Mhm.
20. I was like, that was the
love
guy of
him.
my dreams.
We're getting married.
Yeah.
Like I literally had a girl tell me like the guy I was with when I was 20 was the best guy I ever had. I was like, what a clown.
He wasn't even.
I know, what a
he wasn't even
clown.
fully formed
I
adult.
know,
He was
what a
an idiot
clown.
still. Yeah.
What a clown. When men don't even potentially apex until they're 35 and over, and statistically they don't even hit their earning potential until 42. So you maxed out with a nigga.
God
when you
damn
was
it, we got
29.
facts here too.
When you maxed out with a nigga when he's 29 and you talk to me disrespectful, shut the fuck up.
Ooh.
I'm on my way. Nigga, I'm 35 and I'm deep in the fucking six figures.
Mhm.
Nigga, you should tell me I'm the best. Nigga.
All right. Talk that shit, Willie! They don't know what it's like to be with no niggas like that.
Yeah.
They don't know. You good? You got your shit off?
Yeah.
You
I'm
look
the best
satisfied
nigga
with
ever.
that.
I'm the best
Don't
nigga
you ever
ever.
talk to me about no 20-year-old
Exactly,
nigga.
nigga.
You know what I mean?
Fuck up.
All right, the next one.
No, it's
to
true.
keep in this same pocket, right? So in the comments, I use the example of, everybody's like, "Why we can't be equal?" I'm like, "Bro, we not." Because when there's a bump in the night, you're not gonna want to rock scissors paper with me and go see what's outside.
Mhm.
And again, like equality is just such a funny term because at the end of the day, everybody has roles and responsibilities with any organization.
Mhm.
At the end of the day, somebody has to lead. There's not a successful organization of anything where everybody's the same.
Not at all.
Like if you could bring me just one company, one business, anything where everybody's fucking flat
Yep.
and everybody's fucking equal
always
and they're
gotta be a
successful, then yeah, I will align. But at the end of the day, when you two people are together, somebody's got to be accountable. Somebody's got to be the one that's gonna drive the vision and the mission and the purpose of that dynamic. And if you are a woman and you're driving the mission, the vision, the purpose, and you're running things in your household, you should get a different nigga.
Facts.
Straight up.
Ooh.
Facts.
If a nigga's not leading you, he's not driving purpose, if he's not actually taking this organization of you two and growing that, get rid of his ass.
They don't want to hear that. I'm gonna play this clip of these women telling us if somebody breaks in, they gonna be the one to go out there. Let's hear it.
What?
Yep.
Who's getting up, you or your spouse?
Me.
Both.
Come on, she's.
I'm about to say both.
Alright.
This
My
nigga
girl
dapped her
ain't
up
playing
first
both of us getting up.
Y'all know for a fact both of me and my husband getting up.
me only, and if she gets up, it's a problem.
You have a spouse?
I agree.
Imagine fighting with your woman while the robber is there.
Hold on,
You never respect me.
Hold on. Let's go there. If she gets up, it's a problem. Why?
Because my job is to protect her, and she's going to be in a way of me trying to protect
You're not
her.
even getting paid for
like,
this,
you
Mr.
gotta be in a certain space for me to protect you, which is behind me or over here. So I need to get up and say, all right, go over there. And I don't need you on my back. Like, what's going on now? Move.
She'd be more of a liability than the asset.
1,000%. I don't need her on my back.
Who
are you dating?
Now I gotta pay attention to what she doing.
Whoever said the liability more than asset is the exact way I was thinking.
It's part 2 to this.
This time, how you gonna feel?
Where do you live? And why are people breaking in your house? If my man, we in bed, and somebody break in. If we in bed and somebody break in, and he say, "Babe, you get it." What I'm gonna do?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna get my. And I'm gonna show him who's boss, and then I'm gonna divorce him.
These are the same women.
Because I didn't sign up to be with a woman.
These are the same women. This is the same episode, same conversation.
Gender roles are real. Gender roles are real.
I like it.
Okay. Gender roles are real. If you send your girl downstairs to handle a burglar, she better f the burglar.
Oh my God.
Wait, what?
She might well leave with the burglar.
She might as well f the burglar.
You about to be burglar?
Ain't no.
Because at this point,
This is too much.
I'm leaving. It's either him or both of you.
All right. So
I'm not getting up for shit.
those are the same women, same episode, same part of the conversation. They said we're both getting up. Then she said, well, if he sent me, and I gotta go handle it, I'm divorcing later. I had people arguing with me in the comments. I use this example. I'm like, bro, we're not equal. If anything, I'm the provider protector. If there's danger, I'm supposed to be like, hey, you, Sienna, y'all back up over there. I'm gonna go handle that. What happens if you send your girl, she die? Niggas gonna look at you crazy.
Crazy.
They gonna look at you
It's not even just that though. Let's just think of war. Like if that woman's getting up with you, and now that potential robber, that person that's coming in to do harm, now has the potential to create harm to someone you love. Now you're not thinking rationally. So like he's right. This woman is now actually becoming a liability.
Always. Yep.
And in true war, if they grab your woman and put a gun to her head,
Exactly.
now
To
this nigga-
fuck you up
yeah,
on
now-
purpose
exactly.
because
now
she's
he's
there.
yeah, exactly 100%. So you're now creating a liability in war. At the end of the day, this man's got to go down there and go one-on-one.
Yep.
As soon as you come down now, there's 2 people he can shoot at.
Yep.
Mhm.
Bless you. Thoughts?
I mean, I'm not getting up for shit. And if you ask me to get up, you a bitch. I'm leaving you.
He's a bitch.
Period.
I think
get
some
it.
women-
I get it. You know, it's obviously something is happening. Like it's scary or whatever. But I just feel like as a woman, and I have a kid, like that's in your job description.
No, there's some women.
You shouldn't be with me if you're not prepared to protect me and mine.
There's some
hours.
There's some women out there that I do think believe like this idea of like I want to go down there with you or I want to sit there and be by your side. But I still think the man has to have enough influence to be like, look, this is the play. You're going to stay here. I'm gonna go down and handle. If you hear bop 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 and and I don't respond, then call the police. Do something.
Get the AR, Caitlin, and go handle
but at
your
but at the end of the day, you got to still lead that decision. I understand, like maybe in the intensity of it, there's this idea of like, yo, I want to be with my nigga. I want to go do this with him. But ultimately, the man's got to sit there and say, yo, like I don't need that. This is what I need you to do. He's got to put her.
I'm so 10 toes on this. When we go out to eat, I don't need. She knows that I'm sitting so that I can see the door. I can see the nigga that come in. If he wilding out, it's about to be a shooter. I'm already 10. I'm looking like, I need to be able to see the door. You don't need to worry about that. I'm gonna handle all those things. It's just weird that you'll make a post and all these women are telling us like, no, we're equal. I can protect him too. I'm like,
But one of the things that I will say, and this is for men in general, like in order for you to gain that trust of that woman or be able to lead that organization, all your words and actions have to align, and like in all aspects. So it's not just, hey, when a shootout happens, it's got to be your yays are your yays, your nays are your nays. So how you move and how you show up in that space, you're constantly creating a track record of trust and integrity. So anything that you say, like they know, they have a reverence. Like when this nigga talks, exactly.
We talk about that all the time.
You're. That's why even when I think about money, I think about credit. I think it's not just the actual idea of money. Like money and credit and all stuff is your resume of your word, your integrity, your what you have been able to accomplish. When have you been able to say something and actually execute against with your words? So all that thing matters. I've told women like, yo, you should check a nigga's credit. She's like, why? I'm like, because a credit score can tell you how well this nigga takes care of his motherfucking business.
Yep.
It's indicative.
100%.
That's all a score is.
Yep.
It's when this nigga commits to something, does he follow through?
For sure.
So you meet a nigga with a 500 credit score, and this nigga's telling you, "Here's the plan when a shooter's in there." You might want to check on something because this nigga has a track record of going against the plan.
You gotta go check to see if he caught a body already.
Exactly.
He might have caught a body.
Already have caught, yeah,
if he caught a body, he might know what to do.
He might.
He just might not be good
But
with
if
money.
you're with a nigga who's habitually catching bodies and has a low credit score, I hope he's a rapper or an NBA player.
He gotta be.
I know.
He's gotta be.
If he's Young Thug, then move forward.
Young Thug was getting him. Hey,
Exactly. Then
get home soon,
yeah,
bro.
but if you're catching bodies and below credit score, and you're not a rapper, then something else got to give. Hopefully, he's a extra drug dealer in the block.
Y'all are goofy, man.
That's crazy.
No, I just somebody sent me those too. I'm telling our clip was clipping, because people were sending me other clips to talk about. People were definitely engaging with me on the content, and I just like I said, I was like, if a nigga was like, yo, rock scissors paper, I heard something, you should go out there. One time I was high as hell, man. I was high as hell. We were watching Billions. You seen the last season of Billions? There's a scene in there where they like Chuck is cooking in the kitchen. He's like just cooking. It's mad long. I'm high as fuck. Caitlin's like, damn, somebody's in the kitchen. I'm like, what? And I'm high though, so I hear kitchen noises because it's on the TV. So I get up, nigga. I'm like, pop, pop. I turn around. I'm like, I hear it though. I'm looking. I'm like, nigga, ain't nobody in the kitchen. And I turn around. I look at the TV. I'm like, God damn it, Caitlin. I'm high as fuck. This nigga cooking eggs on TV. I'm telling you, it's been mad times when she's like, you heard that? I'll roll out of bed, nigga, on some Call of Duty shit. But you already know I'm ready to catch one. So. A legit one.
A little too ready.
Hey, somebody gotta be ready.
Okay.
Yeah, y'all see what's happening outside? What the fuck? Did y'all see that? Or am I tripping?
No, you're not tripping. The light.
Oh, that light just went. I was like, yo, what the fuck is that?
No, you're good. Look, you gotta relax. I ain't even bring no juice. There ain't no juice. You ain't been sipping that long.
I ain't
Get
ate
yourself
nothing either.
together.
Okay, next topic. Y'all been potting. I want to hear y'all thoughts on this next one. This next one is about relationship cocooning.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Relationship cocooning occurs when someone gets into a romantic bond and through the strength of the connection is able to grow and evolve. However, a point is reached where the person realizes that in order to get to their next phase of growth, they must leave the cocoon, aka the relationship. Then I have some follow-up questions for y'all. Have you ever outgrown a relationship? How did you know? Have you ever had someone express that they've outgrown the relationship? How did that make you feel? Hypothetically, how would you feel if your lover said to you, "Thank you for the opportunities to improve and grow in this relationship, but sadly, I think in order to continue to evolve, I need to break up with you." And then the last one is, do you have any questions? Oh, that one don't matter. That's for whoever posted this.
Okay, so start with question number 1. Goddammit. Because I don't remember all the questions already.
All right. Well, first let's talk about relationship cocooning. Is that real for y'all?
Yeah, I think that is definitely real, man. I think especially if you're a person that's always looking for growth. Like, so for me personally, I'm always looking for growth, almost to a fault, right? So like it's hard for me to be stagnant in anything, and so I think that I probably have so much respect for growth and someone growing and becoming, living into their full purpose. I think I would appreciate that. Like I would be like, damn, and especially if you thought I was a hindrance to your growth, I would be like excited for you. I'd be like,
Yeah, you need
please,
to do that.
yeah, I would set you free like that day.
Yeah, bye.
I would make you
butterfly.
stand on it. Yeah, 100%.
I mean, I think it's a very real thing that happens in life. I mean, I can understand how like somebody wouldn't take it the way you're taking it though.
But
know what I'm
also
saying?
Most
Like-
people wouldn't.
Yeah, but I also think it starts at like, again, sometimes we do get into relationships before we truly know ourselves. Like
A lot of the times.
I do think that if we were like truly thoughtful before we got into some of the spaces that we hold, and we communicated, like once we knew who we were, our vision and our mission, and told this person that this is where I'm headed, or these are the things that I may not have like complete clarity, but this is how I feel and this is how I envision, and I'm probably going to grow and evolve. And are you willing to grow and evolve with me? I think some of these things could potentially be avoided, but we don't talk like that. We talk in a very like simple mind, and sometimes we get into relationships for very shallow reasons, and
For sure.
and ultimately that's probably why we end up outgrowing the person, because in the words of a great Joe Budden, for every bad bitch, there's another
tired of fucking her. God damn it, Joe! You always make your way into the
So because of that, because we probably go in with a physical mindset, and once that lust goes away, it is very natural for us to, when we do tap into some of the things that we're passionate about, you start realizing like, damn, this person doesn't align on anything that I care about. Your conversations are different. The things that make you excited about different. And it doesn't even make her a bad person. Maybe you're wild, and maybe the things that interest you are just so off the grid. But for whatever reason, it is very natural, especially if you're not communicating in truth, for you guys to start here and then eventually just continue to fade and fade and fade and fade. And if there's no course correction, just like a plane, eventually you guys are way over here.
I like the way you approached it, but what about when you're with somebody and you do have an intellectual bond with them? You do have
like y'all were like
it isn't just
y'all
lust.
were in it like
Yeah.
together
But
agreeably.
You've even
and
to
then one of you
let's say the guy that left the comment said his woman finished school, she got her money up, and she's just now I'm in a different place in life. I've grown through you. You helped me. You helped me get to this point. You helped me through school. You opened up my mind to certain things, and then after that, I just feel like I need to go explore different options.
But that's still a good thing. I don't think it's just intellectual. I think that most growth, in my opinion, when people claim to outgrow you, is because there's been this. So you're saying you're interconnected with someone, right? I think what happens naturally is there's something that takes you guys and does this, like literally like put you off balance. And in a really good, healthy dynamic, if you're communicating fully truth, you guys would talk about it here and figure out, okay, even at here, should we either stay or continue to grow? What happens most of the time is that these things keep happening over and over and over and over again, to the point where what you're saying to me is this person has now already said, I've outgrown you. So did you outgrow me yesterday, like in 1 minute, or did you outgrow me over a period of time?
Right.
I bet you most of the time
it's a period of time.
and that's because you don't have a bond. You guys aren't communicating truths. You're just because someone's smart doesn't mean you guys have a bond. It means like, what's our connection like? How are we communicating? Most of the time, there is no communication. There is no connect. And then eventually you look back and say, we're way here. This is what outgrowing somebody looks like. I'm over here and I'm over here, and I don't think we could ever get back here. To me, that's what I hear when someone says I've outgrown you. That through an entire time we never communicated our truths. We never got to a point where we could get back together. And I think a good, healthy
is
dynamic.
growth about staying together though?
I think when people think about staying together, they always say like, I want someone to grow with me. Like with me implies that we're kind of going at the same rate here. Like we're together and up at a similar rate. Otherwise, eventually you will outgrow the other person
because
if you're moving at different speeds.
Because the idea of growth makes you think that somehow that means this person's here and this person's there. That's not true. We can literally be on
Wait,
be on
we need to pause because you don't like it when people just get up, so we're gonna pause.
You already did it once.
Well, are we
keep talking.
Yeah.
No,
so
we're not pausing.
So can we agree that growth can happen horizontally?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So like, just because I claim I've grown, it doesn't mean I'm past you or I'm higher than you.
Yeah, we never said that.
Right. No, but I'm saying, so then you have to believe that growth can happen where I'm just in a different space, and I'm saying that I think in a healthy dynamic.
But you're saying if I communicated my truths, we could have reconciled that. I'm saying, and then I think this example isn't about, I'm speaking my truth to you. It's saying I've just grown. I'm changing. I'm evolving. I'm not this. We're not the same people when we met 12 years ago. I'm not the same dude at 25 that I am now at 35.
See, but but I would disagree with that, because even like in my friendship, so even with me, you and I, we communicate so often every single day. None of it's been like sudden. Like you never like came home and was like, damn, this person's a completely different human being. When somebody's truly in a relationship, if it's healthy, they communicate the entire way.
Are you leaving, my G?
Yeah, I have to. Like crying.
Okay. Thanks for letting us know.
Well, I said pause and y'all kept going, and you said you were.
All right, don't ruin my audio. Get out.
Yeah, but I'm
adios.
But what I'm saying is that I think that if you let a relationship get to that point, the relationship wasn't healthy to begin with, because a good relationship would have kept that communication to the point you wouldn't be surprised.
But I'm not even talking about surprises though, bro. Ain't nowhere in there said you were surprised.
Bro, but you just said the person just comes home and was like, hey, I've outgrown you.
I didn't say just comes home. I just said they outgrown you.
To me,
they're at a different point.
All right, so when the person says I've outgrown you, the need for them to say that would almost suggest that the person does not know, so they're informing them. And what I'm saying is that a healthy dynamic, in my opinion, you would
Do
have
me a favor, turn that this way. So I'm cool.
the relationship dynamic. We would have communicated to the point where we would have came to that conclusion together. I would have been like, "Hey,
you're more aligned with like when you both know like this isn't working."
I'm more aligned with the one thing that I would subscribe to is that if we're constantly checking in and we're constantly communicating our truths, and the first time when things start feeling not in alignment, if I'm being honest with myself and I'm communicating that with you, it is highly unlikely for someone to get to a point where you've outgrown them, because it would have been so many conversations before that to where it would
it won't happen
because we would have left a long time ago. Like the idea of the first time, like right. The first time that somebody does something that's out of alignment with your values, most people don't communicate that. I'll give an example. Let's say that you meet someone and you guys are...
And the post really says you have a romantic bond, and through the strength of your connection, you have a real connection with them. You just grow and evolve. And then how you just reach a point where you realize in order to keep growing, that's what makes you want to leave. Not that you've grown apart, that it's just for your next phase of evolution, you got to go.
I believe those thoughts become things, and I think that happens sooner than before you even get to that point. I just don't think you literally just get up and like you guys have this dope connection, you guys share everything's going well, and you just like one day it's like, if I'm going to keep going in this direction, I got to get rid of this person.
No, we're not saying that.
So what I'm saying is that if you're regularly checking in and you guys really do have a connection, tell me why wouldn't even the thought of that have been communicated early to where we can know if this is something that we can grow together, or if this truly is like, hey, this person doesn't align to my values, and then how do I quickly communicate that to that person so we can both reestablish the relationship? Like I think that most of the time, most people are not checking in. I think these things happen over time. That's just my opinion on it.
I think the post is more about the other person leaving and not just the relationship. But have you ever had somebody say they outgrown you in a relationship, and how did you know?
No.
Or have you ever outgrown somebody in a relationship? How did you know?
Just because I think the things that I was into, or the things that I wanted for my life, or the vision I had for my life, didn't align to the vision that person had probably for our experiences together. And I think I didn't communicate that. I think it was small steps. I think if you're constantly with someone, if you're checking in, I feel like those things are few and far between. I really do believe in that airplane analogy. I think the first time you guys do this, a healthy relationship either brings you guys back together, or you guys reassess the path that you guys are on. And I think we don't do that. I don't think we communicate.
I'm going to keep it a super that way. I think the times where I realized I outgrew somebody was we were already apart, and then we were trying to come back together. And that's when I was like,
Absolutely. And that's what I'm saying. And I think a healthy dynamic, I'm not saying...
And obviously this is before all this shit Willie's talking about. Willie's like super, he goes to therapy now. He talks now he talks like this. But when we were younger, it was like, fuck that bitch.
Exactly.
We on the line on this, that, and the third. And we didn't even use the word align, right?
Yeah, 100%. And then it really, somebody taught me that, is that like a healthy relationship is consistent check-ins. It's consistently understanding where somebody at mentally, physically, spiritually. And then does that person even trust you enough to share those things? I mean, I think even there's days where, again, you don't have to comment on this, but if you're in a relationship, you can't tell me there's not a day you get up and you're like, I should fucking leave this shit. This shit is whack.
Oh, that's why you said I don't have to comment.
No, yeah. But no, what I'm saying though is, it's just it could just be a feeling. And then if you really are connected to someone, why can't you share that and be like, hey, what made you feel like that? You like, man, yesterday when I came in, I was this, and this is how I felt. And this person like...
now it's like, because it's so much work, like people don't like saying, people think relationships are like, it shouldn't have to be work, and if you love them, no, nigga, it's work.
It's two people, bro.
It's two people, and especially when you can take care of yourself. You know how much easier it is to take care of myself? I said this on another pod. You know how much easier it might be if me and Caitlin weren't together, and she had weekends, and I had weekends, and then you could schedule shit like that? This shit ain't easy, nigga.
Living with somebody is the hardest.
It's hard as fuck.
Yeah.
They don't pause.
Because it takes away all of it.
Sidebar. This nigga had a huge pause yesterday. Let me tell y'all what this nigga hood. I ain't even gonna do.
You went out your way.
I know.
Hey, that shit. Hey man, I'm trying to create content, nigga. Damn, let me create content.
Yeah.
But anyway,
but
but yeah, living with somebody, bro, and having to. It's not. Me and you talk about this all the time. Like if you was with somebody and y'all had your own homes and then you still had to do that date thing where it's like, oh, I'm coming to your crib, you coming to my crib. That
Forever.
shit, bro, living with somebody?
And seeing this person day in
You
and
wake
day
up
out.
to him, you go to sleep to him, you wake up to him. It's not easy, bro.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not easy.
And that's what I'm saying. Like it's like being able to create a dynamic where even the slightest things that make you uncomfortable, could you even communicate that? I think most people we just don't. We kind of like become like we kind of look at relationships like an average. Like, all right, out of 7 days, 4 days I did fuck with her this week, so I can go another
We're
7
up.
days.
Yeah,
We're up.
She's positive. She's in the black.
Exactly. Like we don't really communicate even things that we're not unclear about.
I think now though we do, because we're all in, not all of us, but like
Right.
we do therapy. We try to talk out the shit that we're going through. I think we all try. I mean, from the people that I'm around, we all do try to communicate and, like you said, do those check-ins and have those conversations. Like, yo, even though sometimes I ain't gonna lie, I still have daddy issues. So that feeling shit, sometimes I'm like, Caitlin, I don't want to hear that shit.
It is. It's hard.
And I'm trying to soften up, right? And most of the time I'm like, come on, man, nobody cares about that.
Yeah, I agree.
But she does try to check in with me, and I need to do the same sometimes. What about have you ever had to express to somebody that you outgrew them in a relationship, and how did that feel?
Yeah, it's difficult because I did feel like I didn't communicate enough of the small things, so it can feel sudden.
Yeah. To that person,
right, 100%.
They weren't paying attention. If it's
and I feel like even myself, like I didn't even sometimes understand the growth and the evolution, and then like you said, you don't realize until because like it's easy for me to like be interested in something and then realize if it doesn't interest you, I can literally like close that part off very easily.
Yeah.
So like for me, like I felt like I got so used to just being like, oh, you're not into that, or you're not into that, you're not into that, and then you start realizing like, yo, all this shit that I'm into, you're into none of it.
You know what's crazy though? When they fuck with you, they gonna try. They really be trying.
They do. I mean, and they do, and then it's yeah, and then you got to figure out how to maneuver that because sometimes it's like I like someone that try, but then sometimes I'm like I also get really weird about inauthenticity.
Yeah.
I'm like, don't.
How does that? So like, it would be great if the woman I was with was into sports, right? I've been with women that like are really like, yo, the game is on, and they really want to watch it. And then you be with some girls that are down to watch the game because you're watching the game. Now let me stop because Caitlin now she be like, it's a game on tonight, and I don't know, like you said, I want it to be authentic, but I do think she, especially during COVID in the bubble playoffs, she was kind of locked in. Football still. Because she comes to our games, she's like more in tune, but it's not like when the Cowboys is on, she not like gun ho.
Right.
But the NBA playoffs, she be locked in. How does that make you feel when, we're into a whole bunch of weird shit too, movies, all this stuff. When a girl is not into all those things, is it like plus or minus?
I think the biggest thing that I would look for is consideration. And I think when your girl, like right now, she's considerate of the things that you do value and she does try to tap in, I think that's dope. And I think when somebody truly fucks with you, they're just considerate of the things that are important to you.
Yep.
And so that's all you can ask for. Because it's going to be hard to find a woman that's going to check all those boxes.
Yeah. No, and I don't even think.
I know I'm not. Like,
we know that.
Like
I think at this age, I wouldn't even want. I don't even know if that's realistic.
Yeah, like a girl might be like, I'm into Pinterest and I like doing this. And I'm like, true.
And the funny thing is when somebody's super passionate about something, like they're knowledgeable on it, if they're going to kick all that game to me, I'll soak it up.
Yeah.
Now, back in my days, it was diabolical. It was like, oh, you want to talk about makeup? So that you could tell me and I could tell the next John, like,
absolutely.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh,
Bars.
Yo, you know the new Fenty's coming out? Hey, that contour, bro.
Bars.
Wow, you make her nose look skinny. You're like, whoa, this nigga really know makeup.
Bars.
Now, that could go either way.
I like that.
But that back in my diabolical, when I was cooking, Chef Curry with the pot. Nigga gonna murder me for that one later. All right, last one. Hypothetically, how would you feel if your lover said to you, thank you for the opportunities to improve and grow in this relationship, but sadly, I think in order to continue to evolve, I have to break up with you?
I love it because I believe that number one, women are hypergamous.
Of course.
Number two, I think that I would never want a woman to feel stagnated by my existence. Like I want that
leads to resentment.
Yeah, so I want you to, and I would respect that, and honestly, that's that's gonna make you happier. I don't even want to be in a space where someone thinks that my presence is somehow a negative. I want you to do that.
Yeah.
I'm weird. Like that's why I talked about the check-ins. Like I want to be like laying with someone, and the first time you be like, "Yo, I'm not sure if I want to fuck with this nigga." I want you to communicate that. I want you to communicate, and I would accept it.
Yeah.
Like 10 toes, like you know.
They're not used to that though.
Yeah, but I would want that because everything's gonna be off, especially with women. They're so like tied to that emotional connection that once that's gone, it's just gonna make all of our lives miserable. I want a woman to be like truly passionate about me every single day. And the moment that you're not, I think you gotta beat feet. And that's why I'm gonna continue to work on myself so that the spaces that I'm holding, that person is constantly passionate about me. They gotta look. I want a woman every day to know, like, yo, there's nothing out here better than what I have in front of me. And the moment you think there is, or you think there's something out there better,
bounce.
I
You
want
should
you
find
to know.
that.
I want to help you.
Yeah. I'm not gonna help you, but you should bounce.
No, I'm talking about help you.
Wilding.
No. When I say help, no. Helping means I'm going to remove you, and I'm the kind of person on everything I love, I will keep the same fucking energy. I will never contact. Literally to the
That's
point.
not help, nigga.
No, that is help.
Help is aiding you to the next.
No. Because there's a lot of weak niggas out here that will say that and then want to hit you up, stay connected, text you, remember the times, what you doing, hey, big heads. No, I'm going to help you. I'm going to cut you off to the point where you're like, damn, I can't believe this nigga act like we never existed. Strangers in the street.
Yeah, if she hits you with the it's better out here, you gotta.
No, 100%. I'm not gonna let you double back.
Nah.
I'm going to help you.
What if she's top tier though? You double back. It's your choice.
I'm not.
You're not doubling back?
If you said that to me, no, I'm not.
Okay, I respect that.
I gotta make you stand on that.
I respect that.
I gotta do it for my.
You're not gonna fuck her and be like, I thought it was better, and then never talk to her again after that too?
Fucking her is different.
Thank you. Let's keep it real.
First of all,
that nigga be trying to get mindful with
I thought we were talking about relationship. Fucking is different. I'll fuck you while you have another nigga. Like,
this nigga be trying to be mindful.
No, I thought we were talking about relationship.
I was saying double back is doubling back.
No.
If you circle the block just to you know what I mean, pop and dip.
But I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, busting in your eyes.
I say, yo, this nigga
different.
switched up on me. I don't know what's happening. My nigga cocooning.
I thought we talking about real deep connection shit.
Deep connection or not.
Fucking, I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't care.
Yeah, they ever say deep connection or not. If it's time to pick and roll, I'll just pick and roll you and then not talk to you again.
Like I told you, man, I've already said this before, man. You could be married. I don't give a fuck.
Damn,
that's you and your man's problem.
Damn,
you know so I separate those two.
All right, let's get in here. All right, the next section is called the quickies. I don't know why I picked that name, but I'm a roll with it. The quickies. We're gonna keep these ones short, light, and talk about them. Willie said, and this comes from our bros over at Fresh and Fit, is having an Instagram cheating? If your woman has an Instagram, is she cheating? Thanks, B Hood, man. Stay safe out here, bro. Stay black. You got it behind there, bro? That mic works, so if you want to talk, you can talk. You
I got you.
Okay. Is relationship? Oh, what else is it? Oh, if your girl has an Instagram, is she cheating?
I think so. I think that, and I'm not necessarily having an Instagram, but I do think that.
Tell the people what they said over at Fresh and Fit.
Like, the idea of having social media is giving other men access to you. So, like, today in 2022, when somebody has your Instagram handle, it's might as well they have your phone number. They have the ability to reach out to you, FaceTime you, message you, check in on you, know your whereabouts. So this is a constant monitoring of your female. Mm-hmm. Then on top of that, like, at the end of the day, like, a lot of times women, especially in today's age, they go on Instagram for some form of validation, some form of likes, commitment, connection, trying to keep up with other people they are around. So just the idea of kind of what social media looks like on the face of it can seem like a space where it's not really conducive to a healthy relationship. So I understand the logic behind that, especially for women who are constantly posting and constantly looking for some type of validation. Because what happens, right? Like, if you're in a relationship, you don't have to comment.
I'm a comment, bro. I'm here to create content.
All right. So.
God damn it.
So have you seen a difference of volume of your girls posting on social media when you guys are good or bad?
Bad.
Exactly.
But I also agree that she's doing it to get my attention.
But that's my point.
Yes.
But so bring it full circle.
Okay.
So social media is an opportunity for people to get either validation or get somebody's attention through confirmation of constant posting and certain awareness. And then they also will start to post things because even when they're mad at you, it's always getting that hard eyes or getting somebody to double tap the like or somebody to say, hey, how you been? All that kind of stuff. Just for women to know if they ever had to get back out here, how it's their temperature. So it's a constant like checking the market on, hey, what kind of attention can I get? Women love attention.
I'm gonna play the devil's advocate on this one. So the same way you believe in competition anxiety, the same way we believe in competition anxiety for our women, is that not the same for them on Instagram?
Meaning that they're competing with other women?
No. Meaning you know that they're competing for the attention of other men, so you need to stay on your square because they're always available.
What do you mean? Say that again.
So say I go to the gym, right? I'm
Mm-hmm.
in the gym every day. Caitlin knows I'm in the gym every day. So she knows that women that are in the gym are fit, and I like fit women.
Mm-hmm.
That creates some type of competition anxiety. I need to stay on my shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know your girls on Instagram, Facebook, whatever social media, and those people feel like they might have access to her, do I need to stay on my square? As men, we already feel that way about ourselves, period. But for the other guys that might not, they have scarcity mindset, whatever the case may be, does that create some type of competition anxiety for them?
I don't think so, because I think at the end of the day, like men already know that two things. At all times, a man will fuck your bitch if she's on
Always.
Instagram or not.
Yes.
At the end of the day, the
So
question.
why worry about it?
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's always there. It doesn't matter on social media. A man will approach a woman in a bonnet and flip flops at Walmart.
If that thing is thangin'.
Right. 100%.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the real question is how many men are really going to wife your chick and do the things that you're doing for years in. That pool is very small.
That is, but
Very
I think
small.
that's where, if the woman is smart, she knows that.
Right. But a lot of women, they just want the validation. Women's love language is affirmation. They love when a nigga just affirms them, even if they dog them. Women will go to the club, dog every nigga, and come out feeling great. But then that same woman 2 years from now can gain weight and go to the club and be like, nobody try to talk to me.
That's a fact.
They're always looking for some form of validation. Women get off by rejecting niggas. It's a high for them.
They do.
So for me, a woman's on social media because they still want to be able to know they get that kind of attention. They can say what they want, especially when they're single. We all know when a woman's single, their Instagram and the things that they post change all the way up.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. For me, especially with Caitlin like doing the real estate thing, I be telling her, scrub me off there. Scrub the family off there. Sell these goddamn houses, nigga. They are gonna fuck with you more if you appear available.
Yep.
I know you're not. I don't care.
That's true.
So we gotta sell an image. Do you need me to do it for you?
Absolutely.
She like, I'm not doing that. That's not what I want to put out there. So I do feel you in that way. For me personally, I don't worry about it because, like you said, Instagram, no Instagram, Walmart, bonnet, hair wrapped, whatever the fuck. A dude will put dick up in your girl.
And absolutely, but I do think social media allows you to stay connected to women at a higher rate than ever before. So it's like at the end of the day, I don't care what no one says. If you went out here and you saw a girl from like 3 years ago, and she's like, man, I've been looking for you, Kadeem. I wanted to get in contact with you. You'd probably look at her like, bitch.
It's a million ways to get in
Exactly.
contact. Yeah.
That's how Instagram is, even on the other side. It's constant like availability to someone out there. So like that's why when I hear like Instagram for a woman especially can be considered cheating, I can at least understand the logic behind it. I'm not going to say it or address it, but
We're not going to police your Instagram.
I'm not, but I will say this though. I do think that the content by which you post should align to the things and the outcomes or desires that you want. So women who
Hold up, flip it back on me. I want to sell houses, my nigga.
Right.
I don't care about nothing.
Right. So to me, I do think that if you're in a healthy relationship, posting half naked pictures on a consistent basis doesn't align to wanting a man to marry you. I'll just say that.
Yeah. But if you're Drea and you sell swimsuits,
yeah,
then that's part of the business.
100%.
And if I'm Tyrod, it's got to be a comfort.
Yeah, but there's more women who post half naked pictures and don't make a dime. So
that's a fact.
So Drea is in the 1 percentile of probably women who are able to monetize that.
Yeah.
Unless I meet a woman and she flips over her Instagram and be like, "Yo, nigga, I made 100 racks posting these pictures," then
that's where we draw the line.
Absolutely,
it's business.
Now, yeah, but if it's up, then it's up. When you posting, then it is what it is.
Yeah.
Then you should tell me to shut.
But if you're doing it just to get, like you said, the
Yeah.
double taps and flamethrowers and
right,
all that,
and she might tell me from the door, like, "Nigga, this is how I give it up. This is how I get paid. Are you with it or not?" Then at that point,
that's
I
a choice.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm rolling. I got another quick hit for y'all. So Caitlin sent me this video. A couple people sent me this video. It is about a man, and I hope they don't cancel us. We're just at the precipice of getting started. No, it's a good clip because this dude he's cooking. Oh, let me find it. Let's save all these. And I do want to thank all you guys that are sending me clips, sending me questions. I really, really appreciate it. Oh, that reminds me. I have one more question too that I want to ask that somebody asked me 2 pods ago that I didn't ask. But first, this clip is where is it at? Where is it at? Where is it at? It's a guy. He's on Dr. Phil. They're talking about
You
transgenders.
feel however you want. I mean, I could sit here and say that I feel like a tomato plant, but that doesn't mean that I actually am those things. So your self-perception, you can have whatever self-perception you want, but you can't expect me to take part in that self-perception or to take part in this kind of charade, this theatrical production. You don't get your own pronouns, just like you don't get your own prepositions or your own adjectives. You know, it's like if I were to tell you, my adjectives are handsome and brilliant, and no matter whenever you're talking about me, you have to describe me as handsome and brilliant because that's how I identify. It makes no sense. You don't get your own pronouns. I think it's delusion. It could be mental illness. It could be it's a lot of different things. With children, you know, there's also just a basic confusion that all kids have. When a 4-year-old boy comes to you and says, "Oh, I'm a girl," here's a good follow-up question. What is a girl? That's a question I would like to throw out to other members of the panel. Actually, because just like the 4-year-old can't answer what is a girl, well, this is one of the problems with this left gender ideology is that no one who espouses it can even tell you what these words mean. It's like, what is a woman?
Well,
can you tell me what a woman is?
No, I can't. What do you define a woman as?
An adult human female. You know, here's the thing: when you're female, it goes right down to your bones, your DNA. So that's why if someone dies, we could dig up their bones 100 years from now. We have no idea what they believed in their head, but we can tell what sex they were because it's ingrained in every fiber of their being. I have answered the question. You stood up here and said trans women are women.
Yes.
Tell me what you mean. What is a woman?
Womanhood is something that, just as Ethan explained, I cannot define because I am not
But
myself.
You used the word. So what did you mean when you said trans women are women if you don't know what it means?
Right. So here's the thing. So I do not
I need you
define
to
what a woman
have
is
context.
because I do not identify as a woman. Womanhood is something that is an umbrella term. It includes people
that describes what?
People who identify as a woman.
Identify as what?
As a woman.
What is that?
Okay.
What's to each their own. But
You
listen,
won't even tell me
you
what the
want to
word
reduce,
means, though. So
you
that's
want to
the
reduce
problem.
women. You want to reduce.
Caitlin asked that we talked about this. Now, I want to say this first, because especially after giving birth, her thoughts on womanhood, obviously she felt this way before, but now it's like, bro, we create eyeballs, we create life. You can't just take that because you feel like I identify as that. That's really her stance on it. And a lot of people feel that way.
I disagree with that, though.
Go ahead, cook up.
No, I was saying that I disagree that women create life. Men create life. The men's ejaculation creates life. The woman just
Ooh, they're gonna be mad you said that. I'm gonna make a clip
just
out of this.
incubates that. No, it's the truth. When a woman orgasms, can she create life?
Not at all.
But when a man creates orgasm, he creates life.
Yes, sir.
So really, the man's ejaculation is what actually starts the creation of life.
Yeah,
the
they have the soil weird to see.
Right, 100%.
For sure.
But I just wanted to correct that part. But I still respect the whole experience that women.
But that's okay. Yeah, you know what
I just wanted to correct.
I'm gonna take that piece and just
Okay.
put you.
That's what I think.
But no, okay. So they on Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil sitting back there like this. Watch this. He didn't want to say shit. Because, bro, what is a woman? An adult human female. Facts. Down to your fibers and your bones.
This is where, like, when most topics like this, I think you can have a personal opinion and then you can have, like, a more general statement. So I actually agree with the guy when we talk about, like, the actual DNA or, like, the biology of what makes a woman. He's right. You can't technically change the biology because it's more than just your genitals. It's more about, like other, like he said, like bones, hair, all those things, organs, like muscle mass. Like it's deeper than just having a sex change.
For sure.
However, I'm not someone who can have enough energy to tell someone how they want to identify. If this person walks around and says, I'm a fairy and I wanna fly everywhere, I'm gonna say be a fairy. If this person wants to be a frog, if this person wants to be a woman, I
want to be Jeff Bezos.
Right. Yeah. I'm the kind of person that
Hold up, time out. If I want to be Jeff Bezos, are y'all gonna treat me as if I'm Jeff Bezos?
I'm gonna treat you however if Jeff Bezos, I wouldn't even talk to him. Unless we was able to build a relationship.
Will the world treat me like I'm Jeff Bezos?
Probably not.
Okay.
But that's what I'm saying.
Because we have to treat these men that are these. Oh my God, this is.
I don't have to treat anyone like anyone. I'm going to treat all people in the sense of as long as whatever you're experiencing or identifying doesn't directly impact my experience.
For sure, living,
then I have no problem.
Me too.
Like you said, even like when you think about these recent murders that we've had, The problem that I have is now you've taken whatever hatred and negativity that you are in your depression, and you have now imposed that on other people. That's why, like, to be honest with you, if that same guy went in Texas who shot up the kids, if he would have just taken the gun himself before he went to school and did whatever he wanted to do in his room, that would, and this is going to sound harsh, would have been more favorable than what he did. When you start taking your negativity or the things that are negative in your life and putting that on other people and harming other people, I have a problem with that. So for me, transgender women, men, or whatever, they're not harming anyone to me. So why do we create so much energy of hatred and dislike, or even want to debate?
I don't know. So I don't hate them. I don't have.
No, I'm not saying you. I don't even know what the debate is for. If he wants to identify himself as a woman,
I think the part that starts getting tricky is when we start talking about sports and bathrooms and all that extra shit. Like, that's where people get to the
100%.
point where they're like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, whoever, I was about to say, oh boy, but the man that had the sex change and now he's swimming, he was a mediocre swimmer as a man. He's bodying the women.
And I think, but that goes back to what the guy, I'm assuming he because he used the word left and right, the guy that's on the right side.
Yeah.
I kind of do agree with them. I think that because of the physical biology of a man and woman, because just changing your genitals still doesn't change your ability to produce muscle mass and other things like that. I have to agree. Unfortunately,
I agree.
And I consider myself liberal, but yes, I do think he's right. Like, to put a transgender person into a sport competing with other people who don't have that same ability, to me, is the same as if using steroids.
Yeah.
All steroids does is help you build more muscle or do things to your genetics to, like, make things double or enhance.
Yeah.
Technically speaking, you being a male physically is already an enhanced person versus a female.
Yes.
So to that point, I have to agree. And it sounds sucky, but I do.
Why does that sound sucky? That's the part that I
because
these are facts.
Why
are facts sucky?
Yeah, I don't
because now we're arguing facts over facts.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I want people to be able to live, identify, and experience things as long as it doesn't impact. Now,
But they push that on us, though.
Right. But this is
the
the only problem I would have. The only problem I would have is, even with a transgender in the bathroom thing,
that doesn't impact me at all.
It doesn't until a man goes into a bathroom and your daughter's in there, and then what if he does something to her while he's in there?
He must have wanted to die.
My point exactly. That's what I'm saying. So I can understand why people would have caution around those things.
Same difference of, I have a daughter. If I have to take her to the restroom, I would look for the family bathroom.
You would have to.
Yeah.
Because
I'm not taking her in the.
And I would still, but I would still agree with the women if you went into a woman's bathroom and they was like, Kadeem, how dare you be in here? I have my little daughter in here.
Yeah.
Just because you have a daughter doesn't mean that my daughter should have to see you in there with her.
I agree.
So but like I said, so it's the same thing for me. But ultimately, man, like, when it's all said and done, outside of those nuances, if a man wants to identify himself as a woman, you're a woman, bro. Be you. More power to you.
I just think it's the extra. It's like, well, if I don't want to see you as a woman because you have a beard, then you're mad at me because I don't want to identify you.
But I don't have to see you. I don't have to experience you. It's not like on some Kunta Kinte shit where they got a whip. It's like, Kadeem, identify him.
Toby.
Identify him.
They only did that to us.
Yeah.
The only thing that can happen to us is they'll cancel our podcast.
Well, that's got nothing to do with the reality.
I don't want to play that again. Now back to some ratchet shit. So, these women were on No Jumper. It's a different show that they do on their No Jumper podcast, and they were talking about. I'll just play the clip. Let me just play the clip.
How much you done got paid? So, what was the highest paid gig you done got so far?
In Virginia, like $300. You know. Mm-hmm.
How are you doing? $300? Stop.
Do you not?
Yeah.
I do.
How much you done got paid? So, what was the highest paid gig?
So this woman said she's a video vixen, and the highest she got paid, and she said she was from Virginia. They always make us look bad. She said the highest she got paid was $300.
For what? What was she on?
I don't know. Music video. These same girls were on the same show, and this is another clip. Hold on.
You know, if there's a baby does not stop you from living your life. You like to travel, take your kid. You like to do this, take your kid. Like, you put your kid onto what you like.
Okay, then why ain't he here right now?
I would never bring my son here. I'm in prison.
Why not? I'm saying you could have had him close to you.
I could.
Then why not have did that?
I need a break.
You needed a break.
And I deserve it. And I deserve it.
You needed a break.
I'm a single mom, so I deserve my break. I deserve to have a good time.
Well,
a 3-week good time.
A 3-week good time.
Yes.
Well, I say this, you know,
Yes.
That baby already.
And I'm making money while doing it because my OnlyFans is going up. I don't even post on it, and it's going up right now.
Yeah.
So I thank Blue. Thank you, Blue. Thanks.
Yeah. How much money you made off your OnlyFans so far?
$800.
$800. Wow.
I've never posted on there.
And you've never posted?
Never posted.
$800.
$800.
I've only been here for 3 weeks. $800.
I literally I'm only gained like 1,000 followers. So therefore, that's a come up.
Hey,
to
you
me.
keep looking up over there. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
God.
Because because it's just your face.
Because like
that
we
shit bothered
don't
the
got
fuck
money like
out
you,
me.
my dude. Like that's good money.
But you can get it like me.
That's something.
You can get it if you listen, dumb.
Opinion, I feel like.
All right. Sorry. Look, Willie's like, why you got me talking about this stupid shit?
No, it's crazy.
So I wanted to play this. I'm mad she left because I wanted to ask Lydia this because she talks about them getting good money in the clubs, bottle girls, these vixens, these girls with these OnlyFans. And like you just said, there's a 1% that is eating off OnlyFans. Mm-hmm. There's a 1% that's eating like bottle girls, strippers, that's eating. This is the norm. Mm-hmm. The $300. My OnlyFans is up $800. If you heard a man say he was up on $800, you would look at him crazy. Mm-hmm. And then the other girl got upset because the dude, my whole thing about all this is, I thought all y'all was balling. No, I look online, everybody's balling. I don't know who's rich, who's not rich. All these girls got bags. I'm serious. I ain't gonna lie. I seen somebody post the other day, they were selling YSL bags for $275. Oh, gross. Nasty. I was so mad it was on my timeline. I was like, what is my algorithm doing?
I seen some that like a bunch of fakes got seized in Norfolk, and I was like, thank God.
Thank the Lord.
I was happy.
Get them off the streets.
It was like a drug. Somebody had like a truck of fakes and a truck of weed and said, police got to go to one. I'm like, go to the fakes. Put the weed in the marketplace.
Get the counterfeits out of here.
Yes. Let the drugs go.
I don't understand the whole thing about counterfeits. We could talk about that in a second. What are your thoughts on this clip? First, all right, we talking about the baby. I'm a single mother, 3 weeks off. You can't be single mothering and be able to take 3 weeks off. One.
It just goes back to kind of like our conversation around dependence and what we value in those things is that ultimately, man, like money is relative to the person that's talking, right? So like $800 for her obviously probably is a lot of money because she's probably coming from some form of poverty, or she doesn't have it, or she thought she needed to be independent. So it's just unfortunate because like these women start to believe that that's what they have to offer, and that was value to them. I can't knock it. A lot of these women are probably really young. They're probably in their 20s. Look very young. They were probably and instead of really tapping into or understanding like the vision that they have for their lives and really trying to be a woman that somebody would want to marry and be with for a long time, they're on the OnlyFans or they're out here doing
hot girl shit.
Yeah, doing hot girl shit, and then they wonder why they're 35 with 3 kids. So,
no shot at anybody that's 35 with 3 kids. Willie might have been shot.
Single. No, I wasn't.
I
don't even know. This
nigga's always shooting us.
No, I don't even know he went 35 with 3 kids.
This nigga, I need to actually get a sniper sound for.
I don't know anyone that's 35.
He puts the silencer on. That would look weird. He puts the silencer on there, and he like.
I don't know anybody that's 35 with 3 kids.
They're older.
Yeah, I don't know anyone.
Why did the other girl get mad?
I mean, I guess she probably felt attacked.
They do. Hit dogs holler is what they say.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's disappointing. I'm saying, like, at the end of the day, and a lot of these women, man, they a lot of these things come from weak men. I'm telling you, like, there's usually a pattern. They go through an experience with a weak man, and then their reaction is to go out there and sell box or get on OnlyFans or do something to deal with that trauma. It's hurt people. So it's unfortunate. It's this whole idea about independence and I'm gonna go out here and get mine, or make these men be very transactional. It's a weird space, man. And
we are in a weird
and then like I said, then when they're 32, they gotta like move away and be a whole different person because they're ashamed of the things they did in their 20s.
It does perplex me and make me feel a ways when I'm looking and I'm seeing on my timeline these, no shade to anybody, but these girls that are our age, but they're still working in the club. Mm-hmm. But you still posting like you living. Yep. And I just, it's frustrating because it's like you said, bro, you could have just went a different route.
Yep.
But instead, you're attracted to the niggas, the scammers, the drug dealers. You want somebody that you feel like is going to trick on you, but they don't. They don't really trick on you. And then you end up in a cycle of having to, like Willie just said, sell box, bottle service, hookah, joint, whatever. And it's sad when, you know, the girl just told us 300. It's like, yo, I'm getting it, 300.
Yep.
You couldn't buy these shoes on my feet for $200, nigga.
100%. A lot of and even the women that think they're independent, man, it's like it's funny because like they'll have like a job and think that in them being independent when they're trading time for money, but when it's all said and done, like you're a slave to working. Like you don't have a real like financial independence. You don't have a real strategy. It's not like you meet these quote unquote independent women with great 401ks and great portfolios and multiple homes.
They don't even talk
That's
like
rare.
that. Yeah.
It's rare.
They don't even talk like that.
Rare. Very rare.
Funny joke. I seen somebody post, it was like, I'm sick of this foreign. It was like an old bean. Like an old bean. Like older than one I had, older than one you had. And I was like, I'm sick of this foreign, the maintenance, the gas. And I wanted to be like, bitch, that's just a citizen. She ain't even foreign no more. She got a green card and everything. She got a working visa. This shit ain't new. What the hell are you talking about? You bought it old with your tax money. Anyway. Last topic of the day. Those were my quickies for y'all. So, do we want to do titles? Like, do titles define relationship? Because we know most of the time, right? Say I'm spinning plates, I'm transitioning, maybe thinking about getting a relationship. Oh, girl, find out I might have been doing X, Y, and Z while I was single. And in my younger years, I might have been as forthright, right? I wouldn't have been telling her I'm out here dating. That's just, you should know that we're not together. But then I tell her we're not together. But in her mind, we're together. Because technically, we aren't. Do the titles define relationship if I'm giving her that top tier time? Or is it I should just understand that she thinks we're together? What you think, bro?
I think that's where like clear expectations or definitions of the relationship probably does come.
And obviously we're older now, so this is for our younger.
Yeah. Like
we're older now. I would just tell a girl, I'm out here, and you should respect that or don't.
I think the thing that I would probably caution to is that because most women do think that titles mean commitment and monogamy, that you should just be more careful about giving out those titles. Whereas like when I was younger, I probably didn't put so much calamity around a title. So I think you shouldn't give someone that title unless you are willing to tap into that.
The funny part is, and I didn't mean to cut you off, even though I did, I'm sorry. The funny part is, God damn it. The person that sent me this question was basically saying the opposite, right? Yes, I wouldn't just give you the title. That was always my thing. Like, nah, you gotta wait for that. I'm not gonna just give you the title. But I made her feel like we were together. So does the title, we as men, as me personally, I'm gonna say as men, but me personally, I don't want to give you the title. I know what that means. To me, there was calamity. There was an expectation that came with that. But I was making her like if it's 7 days in a week and I'm with you for 4 of them, and you getting all my prime time, and if my mother has a birthday, you're the one that comes around. The title, it means more to me, but she already feel like she my girl.
And I think that happens more times than not. I think most women, because especially when they really like a guy, they kind of like push themselves into spaces where it kind of creates either a man's going to allow you to be around him and experience that, or they're going to push you away. So it's hard to like probably keep a woman for a long period of time with no progression. So a woman naturally is going to either, if they really fuck with you, they're going to ask for more, they're going to ask for what we are, or they're going to create some type of like apex, right? Like
we've all kept them hanging for a year.
But what I'm saying is that in order to keep, maybe it's just me, like for a woman to stay around for a year, at least in their head, if I interviewed them after, they're gonna say what you just said. I thought we were together. I felt like we were together.
That's where the
that's what I'm saying. Like so, it is kind of like an art, right? Because to keep a woman around, you almost have to create a little bit of like, hey, like I'm more than just a fuck
to you.
Yeah, because if a woman feels like they're a fuck, then they're gonna go out of the way to try to define it.
Yeah.
And then when you kind of like always let them know you're just a fuck, then they eventually like take that. Eventually. So it is a slippery like it's hard. I've never interviewed a woman and was like, yo, you stuck around for 2 years, you don't work together. And she's like, their first line, and this is like a typical girl answer, I felt like we were together.
Yeah.
Like that's what they say. So it's like, whatever this nigga was doing, he made you think that. He gave me a key to his crib, or we spent all the time together, so they always think they were together.
So do titles define relationships though? Or is it more
No, I've never have. I think that women think it does, so I think I have to appease. But no, it doesn't. Because a title, no title, it really should be how we experiencing each other and how I'm treating you. Yeah. But
they be wanting to know.
Yeah, if you want to know.
They be wanting to know. They be wanting to know. I mean, even Caitlin, like, when were we together? Like, she be trying to catch me in some shit. Like, when do you think we were together? I'd be like, when do you?
To me, I mean, none of this shit matters. Like you said, just like it. I really think all of it has to go off of how do you feel and how your experience with someone. And I feel like women don't even understand. It's like how you show up and how you make me feel is going to really define how much we spend time and how much commitment I have to you. It has nothing to do with the titles.
No.
Bitch, if you get on my nerves, I'm out.
Yeah.
We're together or not.
Yeah. And if he gave you the title or not.
Right, exactly.
Young Malik in the building.
What's up?
So nephew came through. He got a little YouTube channel. He came in here yesterday while I was editing. You know what I mean? Wanted to come see us shoot the show.
I got to see what it look like. Got to get information for it. You feel me?
We about to wrap up. You got any questions for us about podcasting, bro?
I mean, the only thing I can think of is what made you do it.
What made me podcast?
Yeah.
I just like the creative space. I felt like I had a lot of information for young people that they needed to hear. I listened to a lot of podcasts, and I don't know. I wanted to go out here and create something that I would be proud of, and I think we do a good job of talking. Like, obviously, it's entertaining.
All right.
But I think my collection of friends, I don't know anybody who has this solid of a collection of friends and this thorough of a group that's super, like, Willie's super mindful. Everybody, like, they the smartest people I know. I don't feel like I'm the smartest people in my friend group. You know what I'm saying? They're all getting to the bag. They're all intelligent. They're all excelling. And we all do so much for so many people around us that I felt like, I could take those experiences and put it in a show. And obviously, we've been changing up and niching down. It's a process, but that's really what made me want to start. And I wanted to create a platform out here in the area, in the 7-5, that was like somewhere people could come and be like, this shit's dope, and this is where you need to come stop by if you on your promo run. This is where you need to come stop by if you got a business that you want to get out to the people. This is some place you need to stop by if you got some information you want to get to the people.
See, that's the dope part about it. See, that's why you, like I said yesterday, you inspired me to go back into it. You feel me? Like, I want to do a podcast, but I just don't know where do you think you should start in order to do something like this?
Now, I mean, obviously, first is just start, right?
Right.
But I would say you want to have a plan, right? My mission for the pod has changed several times because then as you're doing it, you're learning. And when you're learning, you're like, okay, they gravitated to this. I need to do more of that. And then it's like there's so much to try to cut through because there's so many, like, everybody got a podcast now. So it's so much that you want to do to differentiate yourself. But it's like trying to be broad but not be broad. So,
but how can you be different if everybody's doing the same exact thing?
We got different perspectives. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got different perspectives. And I think now, more than anything, like, a lot of the podcasts, there's celebrities, but a lot of the super dope ones, you didn't know who they were before they started. You know what I'm saying? They're just regular dudes or regular women that wanted to do something special. And the funny thing is, people think about all the podcasts that we listen to. The top podcasts, if you look on Apple, they be like crime shows. They breaking down crime documentaries and shit.
Right.
It's all kind of different stuff out there. And I think the individuals I'm around, we read a lot. We do so much. I just wanted to put out like some dope shit. We can talk about everything. Obviously, we're in our relationship bag. I've got a lot of experience in that arena.
Right. Yeah, I got you.
You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to just do my thing. And I think this shit fire. And I like creating content.
It is fire. But
appreciate that, bro.
It is fire. But, like, what made you consistent? Like, what made you stay consistent?
What made me consistent is having to do this shit my goddamn self. Having to wait on other people to do it is what made me, like, inconsistent. But that's just part of the algorithm. That's part of the secret sauce. Like, if you want to build it, you got to be consistent. There's no way you can't drop once a month, once every 2 months, and think people going to fuck with you. They're going to be looking for it, especially the people that do fuck with you. They're going to want to tap in with you.
I hear you loud.
Everybody that you ever see any podcast, if they like giving advice, the first thing they say is be consistent. And that's just like Willie's consistency over intensity. You got to do that
all day, bro.
All day.
I feel you.
Shout out to Bricks.
I appreciate the advice, Hank. I appreciate it.
No problem. No problem. Good pod, man. Like I said earlier at the beginning, man, I fuck with everybody that's new. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all came because y'all seen a clip of us talking about submission and gender roles and all those different things. Leave comments. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell. We're going to continue to power up while we're in here. I really, really, really fuck with the people that's fucking with us. Love us, hate us, whatever the case may be. Keep tapping in.
I fuck with y'all little podcast.
Patreon coming soon. And